Hello and welcome back to a brand new Pokemon Showdown team building video. Today we have one of my personal favourites, so I'm a little bit excited. We have Staraptor, nicknamed Starbound, been in a lot of my playthroughs. If anyone's seen any of my playthroughs, you'll know this comes up a lot. There's a lot of common generic birds in those playthroughs. Starbound, probably the top of them. And I also have to say, to start off this new kind of layout, I guess, it's not really that different, but I basically just zoomed in the layout a little bit so it's a little bit easier to see what was like going on over here. So like when I'm actually looking through the items and stuff, you can see it a little bit easier. I didn't want to zoom in too much so that it was like just the entire screen, but I feel like it's a nice change that was kind of needed. So we're going to just get straight underway with this. We're going to be giving this a choice band, reckless. This thing is a wall breaker. This thing is powerful with a nice solid base 120 attack stat, plus choice band, which is an extra 50%, plus reckless, which is an extra 20% power on top of that with recoil moves, which yes, we are running some recoil moves. We're going to be running double edge, we're going to be running brave bird, some base 120 power moves. This thing is going to hit like a truck, okay, that's the aim. We're also going to give it close combat, and we're going to give it U-turn. It's a set that I've run in the past, and it's a set that I know works well. I know this set can one-hit a Palkia, therefore this set is fine. A double edge from a choice-banded Staraptor will one-hit a Palkia. I'm pretty sure that's right. It might be Adamant Nature that it needs to be, but I think it's Jolly Nature choice band. I'm pretty sure that can one-hit a Palkia, so we have no issues worrying about walls with that thing. That thing will just decimate anything it goes up against, plus it has some switch initiative, which is nice. Although, the weakness it has is it has some common weaknesses. Being Ice type, pretty common, weak to Stealth Rocks, that's not very nice for a Pokemon that's going to have Switch Initiative. And that does leave us in a little bit of a problem. Also weak to Electric, but that one we can deal with. So, another thing that's happened. This is the first team builder I've recorded, like, since the tier changes of October, and Azelf is now in OU, rather than UU. Quagsire got moved from RU to NU, and Sork got moved from BL3 to RU. Only 3 little changes, but the main concern for me is Azelf has moved up to OU, so a lot of people might be running Azelf now. Not entirely sure how that's going to work, but if they are, I'm not all that worried. Azelf is reasonably easy to get around. It's not too strong, it's not too weak, it's a nice, it's a nice Pokemon that can set up Stealth Rocks. It's a good lead, so we can deal with it though. So, as for a defensive core around Starbound, which is what I should be thinking about, as I said, Ice is a very common weakness. I wouldn't be surprised if one of our core was weak to Ice. The main thing I want to resist is probably Rock. So a type that would resist Rock and would resist Electric would be a ground type. So defensive Garchomp, always an option. Garchomp is nice and bulky actually, even though it shouldn't be. It should be this monstrous dragon that just lashes out with attack power, but it can be run as a pretty nice defensive wall, so that's always an option. We have Gliscor, but that's 4 times weak to Ice, so no. Actually, Garchomp is 4 times weak to Ice. I don't... ground type. Am I sure I want to go ground type? I'm already debating it. Hippowdon could be nice. Hippowdon could be nice. Something I have to keep in mind is, as this is zoomed in, you can't see the very bottom, couple down here that I can see, so I have to scroll down a little bit more than usual, which might mean that I say something that's not actually on your screens. If that's the case, then it's just down below. Don't mind that. So I'm thinking Hippowdon would be a really nice pickup here. It resists Rock, so we can't just get Stone Edged, which is a very terrifying thought that's always in the back of my mind. We can't just get hit by Thunderbolts or anything like that. It's a safe swap in to any electric type move. It's got reliable recovery, and I'm kind of sold on it. Although I'm not running Sandstream unless we get more Pokemon that work well with sand. So we're gonna run Sand Force, the anti-Tyranitar right here. So we'll give this thing a Rocky Helmet. We'll give it Slack Off because I like reliable recovery, like Recover. That's a nice move. We will give it Earthquake because it's a powerful move, obviously. Now, what else do we want? We could give this thing Stealth Rock, which would be nice. And maybe Toxic? I'm thinking maybe Toxic. I kind of like that. I kind of like that a lot. So obviously that would be run defensively. Another option we do have is, for some reason, this Pokemon can, you know, summon the forces of wind itself and learn Whirlwind, which is a little bit weird. And we could use this as a phaser, a bit like Skarmory in a way, but I'm not too keen on that idea. I think just having Earthquake for a reliable bit of damage would be nice. This Pokemon is incredibly weak to Gengar. Gengar would shut this thing down. In fact, any, like, flying poison like Crobat, that's also a problem. This Pokemon does have counters, is basically what I'm trying to say. This can be countered. We're going to make sure it's female, not shiny. You're going to be called Gloria, because I have used... How does that say Gloria? Wow, I messed that up so amazingly. That was impressive. Okay. And the reason Gloria is going to be female is not just because it fits the name, but also because it has like this nice black tint to it and it looks a lot nicer like that. So hopefully that should be a nice defensive wall. We definitely need something that resists ice now. And that would be a water type or an ice type. Ice types are terrible defensively. Or a steel type. So a water or a steel type. Gonna look through water types first, see if there's anything nice. Tentacruel, I instantly see that. I instantly like Tentacruel, that's always an option. I don't really use that very often either. Tentacruel is, it's a good Pokemon, I just never really use it. Dugong, possibly the most beautiful of all Pokemon. But no, not gonna be used. Sadly. Vaporeon, I'm not feeling these Pokemon, I am not feeling it. Slowking, part Psychic. No, not feeling it. Suicune, not feeling it. Not feeling it. Milotic, kind of feeling it. Kind of feeling it. Milotic would be kind of nice. That has very reliable recovery, actually, now that I think about it. Where did it go? There it is. Very reliable recovery. All of the abilities have somewhat useful traits, I guess. Competitive could be really good if we swap in onto a Pokemon with Intimidate, or well, an Intimidate Pokemon swaps in on us anyway. Marvel Scale could be really good because it could buff our defense, which I'm probably going to run Marvel Scale now that I think about it. Competitive Milotic is really, really good, but I think I'm going to make this thing just full defensive. We're going to give it Leftovers, Marvel Scale, Recover, definitely. Dragon Tail, so we can make you phase a little bit. Makes up for no phasing on our other core. Kinda want to run Haze. Although we don't need Haze, we have Dragon Tail, we can just phase them out, it's fine. It's fine, ignore that. We'll take Scald, and I kinda want to take Toxic. But do I want double Toxic? We could give this thing Magic Coat and make it like an anti-lead. If the enemy has Stealth Rocks, that could be so good. That could be really good. That is an option that I will keep in the back of my mind. For the time being, I'm going to give it Toxic, just so it can stall out itself a little bit better. Not stall out itself, so it can stall Pokemon out a little bit better. Because I feel like it needs it. Why can't I click you to have 252 EVs in Special Defense? There we go. So, I don't know why you want 4 into your attack. I mean, that's definitely not the case. That seems like a really dumb spread. We'll go with 4 into special attack, where it's actually going to be like Ging Stab and going to be useful rather than Dragon Tail, which it's just there for phasing and that's all. Name for Milotic. Name for Milotic. I'm just going to call you Crystal, because it works. I'm pretty sure I've used all of these Pokemon on teams before. Pretty sure this is a very, very common set of Pokemon for me so far. This is interesting. I didn't plan this. I like this. I know how to use all of these Pokemon at least. But yeah, definitely going to be keeping Magic Coat as an idea. Now, we don't have a Mega. We don't have any strong special attackers. As I highlight over to Mega Gardevoir. Always an option. That's a very powerful option. I may have just accidentally tricked myself into thinking that I really need a Mega Gardevoir. I don't know. Other Megas. What else do we have? Mega Alakazam could be, like, brokenly strong, but it's frail. It's very frail. And in OU, that's not a good thing, because there's a lot of priority going about. So, Mega Gardevoir does look really good right now. Oh dear. I've half convinced myself already. There's nothing else that's a strong special attack, and nothing else that compares to its special attack anyway. There's Mega Latios, but that's another ice weakness that I do not need. I do not need another ice weakness. So Mega Gardevoir for the time being. We will have Trace on it for when it first comes in, see if we can get like maybe Trace and Intimidate, that could be good, for like a physical attacker or something like that, who really knows. We will give you Hyper Voice, obviously, that's your strongest move, without running like Hyper Beam. We will run Psyshock, because it's your other stat. Kind of want to make you have Calm Mind and Will-O-Wisp and just make this thing tanky. We could run like Wish, Will-O-Wisp. Oh my god, this thing could be so bulky. This thing also gets Magic Coat. Oh. Magic Coat user number 2. Options. I kind of want to run Focus Blast. And I think for the final move, I'm either going to run Calm Mind or Energy Ball or Thunderbolt. I'm not sure which. It depends on what kind of coverage we need. And if... well, it depends on if we need coverage or if we want to have some setup. Because at the moment we have no setup. So a Calm Mind Mega Gardevoir could be really powerful. So at the time being, we'll keep this slot completely empty. We will name you as a Code Geass reference because it's probably my favourite name for Gardevoir. And we will think about if we can get anything else to kind of cover our weaknesses. What weaknesses are we looking at? Ice, obviously. So... maybe I kind of want a Fire type. I definitely want to have at least one Grass type move on the team. Definitely. So we don't get completely destroyed by like Mega Swampert or anything like that. Just a Water Ground type can come along and destroy us. I don't want that. I want to have a Grass type move. So looking at things like Serperior. I see Serperior as such a counterpart to Milotic. I know Milotic, like stat-wise, is meant to be like the reverse of Gyarados, but Serperior and Milotic just look so much alike because they're snakes. I like it. They're like a pair. They're a nice pair. So, we have Switch Initiative and U-Turn with Starbound, so I'm not too worried about getting any more of that. We have Stealth Rocks ourselves, so I'm not too worried about that. Our team isn't weak to Stealth Rocks, so I don't feel like I need a Defogger. Right, now that that's all covered, what do I need? A Fire-type move and a Grass-type move would be nice. I keep looking at Scizor, like I want to use a Scizor, because it's only weak to Fire, and we don't have a Fire weakness yet. So, it just works defensively pretty well. And it's a resistance to Ice. And I can always run Energy Ball on Mega Gardevoir, and this can have some setup as well, so I kinda like it. I feel like this is more my preference coming into play than anything else. We're gonna run it with a Lumberry, just so it doesn't get burnt as easily. So, Bullet Punch is a must. Bullet Punch is like the best move possible. We'll also run Knockoff. Do I want Swords Dance? Yeah, I do. I want Swords Dance. So Bullet Punch, Knockoff, Swords Dance. We could run Roost on this thing. That's then a lot of recovery throughout our team. Like, so far I've just looked at every Pokemon. Like, can learn Roost, can learn Slack Off, can learn Recover, can learn Wish, can learn Roost. I think we're just going to give it, like, Bug Bite. Although we could have Fury Cutter. I don't think that's the best idea. I feel like that could be really funny, but we're not going to do it. Also, Technician boosted Silverwind. Just options here. The options here are endless. Endless, I say. We're going to run Bug Bite, so we're going to bite people's berries. So, yep, nice and HP, yep, that looks fine. We give it just a full-out attack, and this thing breaks through everything. We will call you Scarlet. I've used, like, all of these Pokemon before. I don't think there's many Pokemon I haven't used, to be honest, though. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure I've used a lot of these Pokemon now at this point in time. So, getting a new team is a little bit different. Though this team does look like a hell of a lot of my favourites. So, let's pick up something that learns a Fire-type move, definitely, so we don't get killed by a Scizor against us. We definitely need a Fire-type move. Not necessarily a Fire-type, but a Fire-type move. We don't have ground weakness. We don't have... Both of our core is weak to grass, actually, which means Scizor is a much better pickup than I initially realized. So actually, I'm a big fan of picking up Scizor. That changed my opinion a lot, seeing the double grass weakness here that I had looked over. So, We have a little bit of a weakness to electric overall. So, as long as we don't pick up, like, a fire-flying type like Mega Charizard, we should be fine. We could also change this to, like, Scarfed Guard of War. And have a Mega Scizor instead. That's... I've tempted myself. Scarfed Guard of War would give this team a lot of the speed I feel it needs. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna run Scarfed Guard of War instead. I just feel like this is a little bit stronger. So we'll keep Trace. Hyper Voice won't work anymore because we don't pixelate anymore. So we'll run Moonblast, we'll run Psyshock, we will run Focus Blast like we were, and I think we'll run Energy Ball for the Grass type move. So yeah, that was a bit of a change. But yeah, I feel like that works a little bit better. We'll change this to Mega Scizor. Does mean we can't have a Lumberry, but in a way it means we get a lot more powerful and a lot more bulky, so I don't have any real issue with it. We're still running Bullet Punch, we're still running Knockoff, we're still running Bug Bite, none of that's going to be changing. That's all going to stay the same. So it's a bit of an increase to our stats, but with a lot more risk of burn. We will see. We will see how that goes. So we have Mega Scizor right there. Does give us a lot of the speed we need though. Because slow Mega Scizor, slow Milotic, slow Hippowdon. This is banded, not scarfed, so in a way it only gets to base 100. That scarf is probably going to come in clutch somehow. I believe, okay? I believe. It might not, but I believe. So, for our final pickup, I still want something that can, like, I can just sort by Flamethrower. Let's sort by Flamethrower and see what some options are. We can have Nidoking, but that's weak to Ice. I don't want Mega Charizard, so that's not good. Flamethrower Clefable, we already have a Fairy type, so I'd rather not pick up more Poison or Steel weaknesses, which actually, now that I look at, we have our Core resisting Poison and Steel, we have Scizor resisting Poison and Steel, Gardevoir seems pretty nice on the Fairy front, that's good. We have a little bit of a Dark weakness, well, more of a Dark neutrality to be honest, if that's even a thing. So maybe something that resists Dark, which would be a Fairy type, but that's not what I'm after. Machamp learns Flamethrower. Why? Why? Golem learns Flamethrower? Marowak? Really? Really? Why do I look at this stuff? Okay, Taurus learns Flamethrower. Snorlax learns Flamethrower. This is weird. Sorting through Flamethrower is weird. Mew would be weak to Dark. I don't like that. This is harder than I thought. Houndoom would be kind of nice. Would get Stab Fire type moves, resist the Dark. Weak to Water, not too much of an issue, but it would make us weaker to Water than we resist it. So I don't think I want a Fire type. Tyranitar, 4 times weak to Fighting, but I mean we have ways to deal with Fighting types. Weak to Ground, weak to Water, lots of weaknesses. No, thank you. Manectric? No, not. None of these are really coming out to me as a great idea. Absol? Maybe a Dark type itself? Absol could be good if it had a stronger special attack stat anyway. Is there a Dark type with stronger special attack stat? There is! There's Zoroark! I like Zoroark. Hydreigon's another one, but that's weak to Ice. Okay, Zoroark fits what I'm looking for. We will take a Slashed Zoroark. We will keep Illusion. We will have Dark Pulse. We will have Flamethrower, definitely. We can't forget what we decided this on. We'll take Nasty Plot. And for a final move, do you get Magic Coat? Please have Magic Coat. Gets Taunt. If we feel that the enemy is gonna go for Stealth Rocks, we could Taunt. It's risky, but it can work. If we go up against an Azelf will outspeed us though, and that kind of sucks. Interesting. We have options. We have tons of things that we can give this thing for final move. Fling our Focus Sash? No, that's not one of the options. Ooh, Night Days over Dark Pulse. Yes, please. I would rather run Night Days. I just feel like it's a little bit better. Has a slight chance of missing, but it's a little bit more powerful and can lower accuracy, which I feel is more important than flinching at times. Plus, there's a higher chance of doing so, so I like it. We could take something like Grass Knot. If I'm that worried about water and ground types, not really, no. Ooh, we could take Sludge Bomb to hit the unsuspecting fairy. That doesn't even sound that bad. That really doesn't sound that bad, actually. We could take Sucker Punch. I think Sucker Punch is probably our best bet, because that way, I'm thinking a little bit about a Zelf here with like Dazzling Gleam. I'm thinking if there isn't a Zelf that sets up Stealth Rock and attacks us the next turn, then that does mean that we will at least preserve this thing by killing it with Sucker Punch, so I'm thinking Sucker Punch. So we're going to be running a very frail set, but that shouldn't be too much of an issue. I'm going to lower its special defense more than its defense, because I do this all the time. Showdown always recommends me to lower my physical defense. I don't like doing that, because most priority moves, like Bullet Punch, Quick Attack, Extreme Speed, they all hit on the physical side, and they're the moves that you really want to live. Admittedly, we're Focus Sashed anyway, so we're getting taken down to a ridiculously low amount no matter what, but we'll see. And we have a simple name for you. I'm calling you N, because I feel like N is a Zoroark in disguise. Has anyone heard that theory? I've heard that theory. I like that theory, but I don't know if it's true or not. I'm gonna give no opinion on it. I have no idea if it's true or not, but part of me hopes it is true. And what do you look like shiny, just so I remember? Purple. You know what? Sure. Well, yeah. Why not? I like Gardevoir shiny, but then the nickname wouldn't fit as well, so we're going to keep you not shiny. I think that is going to be our team, and it is looking very, very powerful. So, if you guys have enjoyed this slightly changed team building episode with the slightly zoomed inness and maybe something over here, I don't know. I feel like there's a gap here now. I might put something there, I don't know. It might just be like a picture of the Pokemon we're building the team around, who knows. But if you guys have enjoyed the slightly different layout, leave a like down below, hit that subscribe button, and without further ado, bye!